Hello, Year 3. I am here today to read you some of, unfortunately, the milk, and we're going to carry on where we left off from last time. You may recall that the vampires had disappeared, they had dissolved, if you remember rightly, and we are at that stage where he threw the milk through the porthole. And we are now up to the stage of what happened next. Now, I do have a few words from last time. Some words for this time that you can do. I will also show you at the end, but there is a task. These words are repeated in a task for you. The words are apparent, decorative, depowered, deflating, embroidered, deposited, crucial, inhabitants, thrashed, and menacing. And hopefully those words will appear. So just listen out for them as I read, okay? Does that mean that there is a stegosaurus in a hot air balloon outside? I asked my dad. There is not, he said, for reasons that will become apparent. I think that there should have been some nice vampires, said my sister wistfully. Nice, handsome, misunderstood vampires. There were not, said my father. Would you like me to press the button? Said Professor Steg. I pressed the red button. There was an ear-popping noise and a flicker of years, and I was floating in a balloon basket above the corner of Marshall Road and Fletcher Lane. I could see our house from above. I could see the bicycles in the back garden. I could see the rabbit hutch. We're here, I said, and I patted Professor Steg on the back ridge plates. It was very nice having you as a travelling companion, said the professor, because there was a familiar sort of a thump noise. And before I had a chance to press the red button, we were deposited, balloon and all, on the enormous metal deck of a flying saucer, with a number of very grumpy-looking green globby people staring at us with too many eyes. They did not look pleased. And there we are. There's the metal space flying saucer. Aha! Said several green globby people at the same time. You thought you had escaped from us, and you were wrong. Now you must sign the planet over to us so that we can remodel it. We will take out all the trees for a start and put in plastic flamingos. Why? We like plastic flamingos. We think they are the highest and finest art form that Earth has achieved. And they are tidier than trees. Also, we are going to replace the clouds with scented candles. We like scented candles too, explained a huge green globby person who looked like he was mostly made of snot. We also like decorative plates, said another. We will put a decorative plate up where the moon is now. There we are. They are the aliens. A really big decorative plate showing landmarks of the world. And we will then replace all the landmarks of the world with decorative plates, with pictures of landmarks on them too. So the Eiffel Tower will be replaced by a large plate with a big picture of the Eiffel Tower on it. And Australia will be replaced by a really seriously big plate with Australia on it. Also, we will replace all of your mountains with embroidered cushions, said the smallest, globbiest thing of all, with triumph written in its glutinous voice. We have learned a lot from our previous meeting, said some globs that were sticking to a wall. If you look over there, you will see that the door to the space-time continuum you used to escape through the last time is now securely locked. It was definitely locked. It had a huge padlock on it and a sign saying, "Keep out," on it in unfriendly red letters. There were also chains around it, a tape that said, "Do not cross," and a handwritten notice that said, "For your convenience, please use another door." And there we are. Escape was impossible. Also, we had depowered your time machine. I looked at the professor. His armoured back flaps were drooping, and his tail was, well, not actually between his legs, because stegosaurus aren't made that way, but if they were, it would have been. We have been tracking your movements through time and space, said a large globby alien in front of a console with a screen on it. Now, see what happens when I press this Grundeldorfer, said a particularly drippy alien. It was half sticking to the wall next to a large black shiny button. It's called a button, I said. Nonsense. We named it after our brood aunt Nessie Grundeldorfer, said the globby aliens. The particularly drippy alien pressed the black button on the metal wall with something that might have been a finger and might just have been a long strand of snot. There was a crackle. There was a fizz. Standing around us, in attitudes of anger and irritation, were several pirates, some of the black-haired people from the jungle, a very unhappy-looking volcano god, a large bowl filled with piranhas, and some vampires. I wonder why they look so grumpy. I'm not sure that I understand what the piranhas are doing, said my sister. They were from a narrow escape earlier that I forgot to mention, said our father. Fortunately, the milk floated at a crucial moment, and it all ended for the best. I thought it might, I said. Uh-oh, I said. Prepare to be keel-hauled, you scurvy dogs, shouted the pirates. Let us now sacrifice them both to Great Splod, shouted the people with shiny black hair. They stole my eye, twice, rumbled mighty Splod. We want those villains and varmints violently wound up, proclaimed a tall lady vampire with long fingernails. The piranhas said nothing, but they thrashed about in their bowl ominously. Doomed, moaned Professor Steg. We cannot escape. They have frozen us in time and depowered us. Even my mighty time machine can do no more than open a small window in time and space, smaller than either of us could get through. But can you do it? I asked. Open a little window in time to our last location. Of course, but what good would that do? Quickly, I said, do it. Professor Steg pushed the button on the box with the tip of his nose. There was a zoom and a blip, and a window opened in space and time large enough for an arm to get through. I reached into it. I'll explain later, I said. Fate of the world at stake. I grabbed the milk from me 15 minutes earlier through the tiny space-time portal. Aha, is it coming any clearer now? You must like milk a lot, said globby aliens, but that craving for lactic liquids will not make us take pity on you or let you go and spare your badly designed planet. It should, I said. What am I holding in my left hand? The milk, they said. And what am I holding in my right hand? They paused. Then one alien, so green and small and so globby and crusted that he might have been an enormous snot bubble blown by an elephant with a terrible head cold, said, the same milk from 15 minutes earlier. Exactly, I said. Now, think about this one very carefully. What would happen if I touched these two things together? What do you think will happen? Shall we find out? The globby aliens went a very pale green. The pirates, shiny black-haired people, and the piranhas looked at them, puzzled. seeking some kind of explanation, as did the vampires. If two things that are the same thing touch, proclaimed the volcano god, then the whole universe shall end. Thus saith the great and unutterable Splod. How does a volcano know so much about trans-temporal meteor science? Asked one of the pale green aliens. Being a geological formation gives you a lot of time to think, said Splod. Also, I subscribe to a number of learned journals. I coughed, in what I hoped was an ominous sort of way. Well, I asked. What he said, admitted the green globby aliens, the bit about the universe ending. So, I told them, unless you wish to spend the rest of your lives in a universe that no longer exists, you had better return things to the way they were and then go away. The aliens looked at each other. They grinned at each other. One of them pressed the Grundolfer. The vampires, pirates, piranhas, volcano god, and the worshippers of the volcano god were gone. What if, suggested one of the green globby aliens, hopefully, we only redecorated the southern hemisphere? Not a chance, I said. Now release us, or the milk touches itself, and then go away. Leave this planet forever. The aliens looked at me. Then they looked at each other, and then they sighed, with a noise like 100 elephantine snot balloons all deflating at once. Right, they said. It was at that moment that a voice, louder than anything I have ever heard, and I heard a volcano erupt at a very close range, said, "Galactic Police, do not move." My hands shook, but the milk did not touch the milk, and the universe did not end. The Galactic Police. What are they going to do? What do you think will happen next? I shall leave it there, and shall find out what happens next in the next instalment, which I hope will be by Friday of this week. So, hope you're getting on well, and just read the shared read task and you will know what to do. Okay? If not, please let us know. Bye for now.